I'm working and I hear something, and this tire just blew out. It's leaking from that crack. That just happened right now. I was sitting here doing some fuel pump wiring, man, and I've got the radio playing, so I'm sitting here in this trunk like this, wiring this stuff up in there, and I don't know, I pictured freaking Chinese paratroopers or Russian paratroopers. I don't know, man. I thought I was being attacked, but nope, just a tire blowout. I got the Mustang uncovered and I spent all morning doing wiring. I didn't record it because I'm just trying to get this car to start. So I think the next video, which is this one here, is gonna be, we got it running. But I can show you real quick before I show you the exhaust I just took off, because I always forget to do stuff. Show you what I did back here. I just fully wired all this stuff. So this car, we threw the wiring harness away because it was just toast, and it was all spliced, and it looked like it was from multiple cars and had speaker wire. So I ordered a new kit, and I still gotta finish it, but I just did all this. Doesn't look like much, but all this wiring and everything for turn signals, brake lights, license plate wire, light will come through here and hook to this. Goes over. All this stuff is new. Every connector is new. That's to the reverse lights. So we got brand new taillights that you guys saw me put in. I just did these today. Installed brand new reverse lights, fully wired. And this is where the license plate light will come in. I still have to order a actual new light, but more work, and did a lot of wiring in the car. Wiring takes the most time, and I've had to redo what I've done so many times already. And we've got that right there. That's like the jankiest wiring I did, and the kit didn't supply anything, and I didn't want to solder it because that goes to a neutral safety switch, which they go bad. So I just use those butt connectors, which are like really the worst things you can use, but it's a removable part that goes bad, so we're not doing anything fancy or crazy with that. And this area here, look, I went to the Sausage Pony and measured its starter solenoid and put this one exactly where that car's is, so I hope that that's about accurate. The brand new battery tray, but underneath of it is fuses. So the battery goes in, and then we're going to have wire come out for the alternator that'll be fused, and then the other wire right here, I made it extra long because I originally had it just right to the solenoid like an old car, and I did that with the Holly. So I might reroute this Holly unit to go with this wire here that's on another one of those fuses down there, because the Holly needs battery power constantly. The Sniper right there, Sniper EFI. And we have this valve cover off. It was already off, so I don't know, but put the distributor in off of another engine, put this cap on it just so we can have something on it right now. But I'll show you the exhaust I'm doing for the O2 sensor, is why I took the exhaust off. So here's the exhaust, and I marked under there right here. So this is the only O2 sensor, so it's coming out about, I don't know, that might be 10 inches maybe after the manifold. And I've got this here, so I'm gonna drill a hole right here, sink. And the reason why I chose this location, I know it's right in this bend kind of, but it is absolutely perfect on the car. It's a perfect location, very accessible, everything like that. And then if anyone ever swaps this car back to a carburetor, you just screw this little plug in right here, and then you can plug the hole. But yeah, we're gonna put that in right there, boom. And then the EFI can rate air fuel ratio. Every single thing with this car, every single thing about it and with it has been overcomplicated and whatever. Simple thing that I welded that bung on, the bracket that actually bolts, clamps it to the manifold, I had slid it too far down and welded the bung in front of it. So now I either have to cut the bung off that I just welded or cut the clamp and then slide it back up. And it took me 2 days to wire the rear end here because I just kept messing up. I just wanted this car done. I'll show you what I just messed up. This here is supposed to be in front of that. It goes up here to those. And that bung is actually angled wrong. So it's supposed to be angled the other way so that the injector or the O2 kind of points up at an angle, like a 45-degree angle. And I thought that I slid it to do that, but I actually slid it the wrong way so that it's pointing down. So that could be a problem later with moisture and stuff. Maybe the O2s will go bad. But this is a prime example why a lift comes in handy, because I could have drilled that, had it been under the car, position of this, and then tack welded it, pulled it down, and I would have seen this. I would have noticed. I mean, I just want to go inside now. Well, I moved it and I tack welded it, and I got 2 tack welds, and the welder ran out of MIG wire. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. This car, it's cursed. This car wanted to die. It went to a junkyard for its final resting place, and I brought it back, and it just wants to die. It wants to be left alone, and it's throwing everything it can at me for 3 years. The car, if you don't know, this car went through like 4 or 5 hurricanes outside while I was restoring it. But, okay, I guess. I'm gonna figure something else to do, because I'm not going to the store today and dealing with humans. Okay, so we got some new parts in for the Mustang. So I've been working on it when I have a chance and everything, somewhere around here. I already lost it. But I have a piece of paper written down with everything that needs done to the car and parts. So we just got these parts in here. I'll flip this around. So I just got these parts in. New distributor cap, rotor, and the pigtail for wiring there. Brand new starter, ignition, plug wires, spark plugs. These are for the radiator. So these screw into the radiator, and then, oops, where'd they go? And then your transmission lines screw into them. So you got those, thermostat housing, and a brand new 160-degree thermostat. 160 degrees. I had one, but it was like a 190 or 195 or something sitting over there in that box. And I was like, that's just too hot. So we're gonna install these parts and then check this stuff off the list. Yesterday I found my spark plug gap tool and I grabbed it and I was like, man, I'm gonna need that. I already lost it. But I checked, these look pretty good and they're all the same, about the same. So we're gonna install them. Just hope that their gap's decent. I got NECs on all of them. But yeah, I'm just going down one thing after another. This week I'm mainly working on ignition components and stuff. Now that I got the starter, plugs, wires, new cap, rotor. So soon this thing will at least be able to crank over. And we got the new thermostat, so we can finish hooking up the radiator, get coolant in it. I did forget to put oh my gosh, I'm dropping it, an oil filter on the list. So I ordered everything but an oil filter. But alright, I'm gonna finish putting the rest of the 6 other plugs in, and then probably jump on the cap and rotor right after this. So be right back. So I just ran into another problem, and that is I forgot to also order a gasket for the distributor. Where the distributor goes down, there's a little ring gasket that goes in between the block and the distributor, and I forgot to order that. So, wow, the inside looks brand new on this. So this distributor and everything I bought off of an engine that was used in a demo derby car. And this all looks brand new. Let's see, this is our new one here. This one actually, we might leave that. I bought a new rotor because this one's drawn on. But look at that, it looks like it wasn't even used. So I'll keep all these parts. I guess I'll just keep this then instead of replacing it. Alright, well, I'm going to swap this coil out. So this coil will have writing on it, but that's fine. Alright, so this we're actually going to put back in this. If my wife wants to, we can return it. She ordered all this stuff off Amazon. Yep. Kind of the big HEI distributors right out in front of small block Fords does look goofy, but it's just simple. Alright, so this is actually the coil. It's built into the top. A lot of you guys probably already know. But we're just gonna swap it over to the new one that's not drawn on. And I could order a new cover that's also clean, but that's cosmetic stuff, which this is too, but it's all good. Get out of there. Oh man. Pliers. I actually have needle nose pliers. How is that even possible? Jeez. Okay. Don't forget this part either. Put this one in. And it's got this pack of stuff. Yep, easy peasy. And then this. Skadoosh. Lost it. Oh, there's that. Why does that look weird? Is it stuck? Ugh. So then I ordered this. So you'll see a lot of, I've even done it in the past, just use regular fittings on the end of one wire and just stick it in there. But then I actually found out that you can order these pigtails. So now I order these pigtails and just do it correctly. That way this looks better and it's more secure. And it's only like a couple bucks. So there. Now we're just gonna go bolt that back on. The intake manifold, oh, there we go. Okay, the intake manifold actually was hitting it. I was like, this is all for nothing now. So there it is. This only goes one way. Wired, I'm gonna order this cap. That just makes the engine look like it was not running right and just looks like crap. So I need to make a new list of even more stuff. So that's kind of how it goes. This car, it's my first car I've ever fully restored, and I started with a car that was a roof, basically what was left. And my advice for anyone else that's gonna restore a car is, you know, get one that's like $5,000. If you went and bought a 66 Mustang that was $5,000, it should be complete, possibly even have an engine, transmission in it that are decent. Like, it should be an actual contender. This car was long gone, so kind of really difficult for a first restoration, because I didn't have any parts. I had to source every single part from other cars and online and looking at pictures, because the other cars I have, they were in the same condition. They didn't have anything. Nothing was in the right spots either. But all right, next up is probably this thermostat. This is always tricky. Yeah, because see, it wants to fall out. Thermostat, there's a trick. I just did it to put a very thin layer of RTV onto this thing to try to help the gasket hold the thermostat in place. But I suck at it. I mean, I'm just gonna send it. That is the one thing, my biggest complaint about small block Fords is the entire front of a small block Ford. Thermostat, timing cover. I mean, okay, that felt like it. That also felt like it. Okay, it's in place. Guess that wasn't that bad. It's just it could be positioned in a better spot. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish this up. Next part that I didn't have on the table is these. They're carb studs. So I'm gonna install those real quick. Just like that. Installed. Now I'm gonna put that sniper on it and bolt it down. All right, so we just got the car bolted down. It's actually EFI, but it's carburetor. Looks just like one. And another part that I also forgot is this, our fuel pedal, gas pedal. So I'm actually missing the pedal. I have one laying around, and about a year and a half ago, I ordered that screw that goes through there. So I do own one. It's just laying somewhere. But I'm gonna bolt this pedal in and get this linkage that's dangling here. That goes to the carburetor. So we can at least get more parts in the places that they're supposed to be. That's the biggest thing about this car, as you guys have been following the channel, is it's been 3 years. It originally was built in a driveway, in my driveway, and I actually had boxes. This is something you guys don't know. I had boxes, cardboard boxes, of this car's parts from when we disassembled it in my master bathroom. And my wife was not happy about it, but I had nowhere to put them, nowhere to put stuff. So I was stacking parts for this car up in our bathroom up against the wall. And we were walking past them every day. It was nuts just to do stuff. Now you can see I got all this junk behind me. But so parts for this car have been disappearing. Like I lose them. But I also found another thing while we're talking. I don't want to drag this on. Remember those seat brackets that I couldn't find, and I went and cut them out of my car, my other Mustang, my Mustang right there. I went and cut the rear seat brackets out of them for this car because I was like, well, I just don't know where they're at. Well, I've already lost them again. But they were, I just found them. Well, they're in the trunk somewhere. And then, remember when I was doing the rear axle, I was like, I know I bought shackles. I was like, I cannot find shackles, and I know I bought them. Here they are. I found them. Brand new in the box, shackles. And I had to order new ones because I had lost those ones. So, but yep, I'm gonna install that bracket real quick, the gas pedal, and then keep going. It's getting real stormy out here, and the roof isn't insulated, so you can hear it, and on camera it gets pretty loud, especially when it rains pretty hard. But so I didn't film this, but I got this hooked up. That's the linkage there. It screws in from the inside of the engine bay, and then the other shaft goes down for your pedal to hook to and push. And then when you press the pedal, it pulls this linkage here, and it'll actuate the carburetor or EFI. But next, I'm down here underneath the car, about to bolt the starter in. I'll show you. So here's our starter. Oh man, I pushed some of the dirt aside. I should sweep it, but I don't know. The thing's got cobwebs. I don't know if you can see that. That looks pretty gnarly. Oops. Is that lightning? But yep, so I'm about to put this starter right where that gaping hole is. So this is such a weird angle and there's not much room, so I'm just gonna bolt it up in there and then show you guys after I do it because it's so awkward. So here I go. Wham! Well, I was just about to bolt the starter in, I forgot about this. That exhaust piece that I had to cut. So you can see I didn't even weld it there, but it's got a tack weld on the other side. So I'm gonna weld that and then bolt it all back together. Look at all this wetness. It's that humid right now. Everything's covered in water. Dripping on my face and stuff. Yeah, right there. Okay, I'm gonna get the welder, fix that, bolt this in, get out from under here. You see what I'm talking about? I'm in like a monsoon. But I'm about to install this as well. I might be in danger. It sounds like a train. There might be a tornado or something. Jesus! There's the O2 sensor down there. Like I said earlier, it could have been angled a little better to be more pointing towards the ground, like the part of the wire up higher so that it angles a little better, but it's not bad. So this will come, I don't know, I'm hoping that doesn't leak. Almost, I don't know. There it is. I might be about to die. Alright, that's a wrap on this week's episode for the restoration car. I have oil and a filter and then some other odds and ends coming to do some other work up in the engine bay and everything to get it ready to start. But next week we are going to finish installing the brakes. So I did install the driver's side disc brake conversion. So, oh geez. In there, you can't see it, but I'll save it for next week. So, yep. Next week, you're going to see me do disc brakes on this car and then start wrapping things up. Hopefully, we get this car to at least start within the next, probably January time frame. And we still have no seats. I'm going to say this like every episode, hoping somebody is like, hey, I live near you and I have seats. So, if you live near the panhandle of Florida, I live in near, I don't know if I should say where I live, but yeah, I live near in the panhandle of Florida, and I have no seats, front or rear, so I need those. But enough of me talking. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.